The holidays are filled with many gifts to give and get, and we know everyone loves saving money when checking off their list. That's why we're shopping at Amazon, which was just named the lowest price online retailer for the 9th straight year by Profitero, a third-party analytics and research firm. The study found that Amazon's prices are 14% lower than other major U.S. retailers on average, and up to 5% lower than the nearest competitor in key gift categories. Shopping for the whole family? You'll find everything from major brands to small business treasures, all delivered right to your door. Visit Amazon.com, where holiday gifting can be both affordable and stress-free.
This time of year, it's sensory overload everywhere, but one feeling we're still chasing is cozy. And Bombas has the socks, slippers, tees, and basically everything to get you there. Nick, I'm going to just go ahead and ruin one of your Christmas gifts.
Period, Bombas socks?
No, it's Bombas slippers. Oh. It's Bombas slippers. They're in this red color. They're so chic. They're so slipper. Cute. You asked for slippers, so I got you slippers. And Bombas makes gifting easy. And I didn't just find something for Nick. I also found something for everyone in my family because Bombas makes gifting easy. They've got answers for all of your gifting questions too, like what can I get my sister's newborn? Baby Bombas fit like a hug, and they're designed to feel soft and stay snug on even the wiggliest toes.
They have a great selection. Doesn't matter if it's cozy socks or stylish socks. Doesn't matter if you're sitting around or hiking or maybe you're going to a wedding. They have socks for every occasion. Also, different styles, different patterns. It's a lot of fun, and they're the highest quality socks you could possibly get. Take care of your feet this holiday season. Head over to bombas.com/VIALL and use code VIALL for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/VIALL. Code VIALL at checkout.
You're crazy.
Hilaria, welcome to the show. Am I saying that right? I want to get that right.
Yes, Hilaria. Thanks for having me.
We're so excited to have you.
Thanks for having me, guys.
We are so excited to have you.
So you guys are working together.
We're working together.
And have baby together.
We have baby together.
And talk to me about, has she like entered the terrible twos yet?
She's a really good kid. She's really good. She is learning now a little bit of like pressing boundaries. We've definitely started a timeout that she doesn't really stay in, you know? But she's really good. And we took her to the park yesterday, and it's so funny to see the difference between boys and girls. She's just so like, she sits and watches, and all the boys are like fighting and throwing sand and like roughhousing. And
she started calling me Nick over the weekend.
Yeah. That's cute.
Yeah. You know.
It's very like, Nick.
I was like, and so I told Natalie, you got to stop calling me Nick. I need a pet name. Because she's babe.
Yeah, well, sometimes my kids call my husband Alec Baldwin. But both of them.
First and last.
First and last. Like Alec Baldwin.
How does he respond to that? Is he like, yes, how can I help you?
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty, I think we like lean into the funny in our house. So it's just more fun. I mean, the kids are just so funny. Although I have to say, I had my first girl, because I had a girl, and then I had 4 boys in a row, and then 2 girls. And so my first girl was that. Just kind of sit there. It was very easy. I was look at these kids that are running around. And then I had the 4 boys. And yes, very much like that. My 6th child, girl, also very, she's a little more spicy. The baby, she's so bad.
Is she?
She is nonstop. My mother tells me she's my karma. She's like.
How old is she?
She's turned 3. But like. No, everything is climbing on things. How I was.
Yeah.
I was just so I have to say that there's some of them, they just come out.
But it's funny that it took it to be your 7th for you to get.
She had to be here.
Yeah.
And I named her after me too. I did. Yeah, it's kind of like I kind of brought into existence.
Yeah.
No, she's very funny. And it's funny because like my first ones, they were so like pretty well behaved. They didn't swear. They were pretty like good. This one, she swears. She gives me the middle finger. Like, no, she's
How old is she now?
3. Just turned 3.
Wow. And what do you do? What's
well,
like your response?
Obviously she knows how to do these things because the older ones have taught her, and because they think it's funny to see this little thing doing these things. And the problem is I laugh, which is like the one don't do that, don't laugh, but I do. And so then when I say to her the other day, I was like, don't say that, don't do that. That's not that. Sorry. Don't do that. That's not nice. And she said, but you laughed yesterday. And I said, I did laugh yesterday. Very fair. You laughed yesterday. So yeah, no, it's just, they grow through the phases.
What is the age gap between your first and your second?
21-ish months.
Wow.
So I had, and then 14 and a half months, 20 months. And then I had 2 losses. One was particular, was late. It was like 5 months.
Wow.
And so my next one is 2.25 years, something like that. And then I have a surrogate baby, who's 5 months after that one. And then I was like, I'm not having any more babies. And then the baby that gives me the middle finger came forth.
What made you guys decide to have a surrogate baby?
So I turned the scary female age of 35. It's not scary, spoiler alert. But they might very much scare you. And I had a miscarriage, and everybody's like, you try IVF. I had never tried it before. Just much more secure. I did. That was the baby that I lost at like 5 months. And I was like, maybe my body doesn't, it's great for a lot of my friends. That's how they had their families. The only way they could have their family. And maybe it just didn't work for me. And almost, I think one of the things for women who suffer losses is I know we're not supposed to blame ourselves, but we often do. And so I was just completely heartbroken because, at that point, you basically have the baby, your milk comes in. Yeah. It's a very hard physical experience. And so I was like, I'm not doing this again. I find out I'm pregnant a month and a half later, naturally, with my 5th child. And then I was like, I'm not carrying this other embryo. So at the same time, my dear friend, who's our surrogate, she carried Mary Lou. And that's how we did that. Wow. And that's when I was like, sure. I was like, okay, our family is done, complete, everything. And then again,
So you found out you were pregnant, and were you just obviously scared from what had happened previously that you were like, I can't go through this again. I need someone to carry this for me?
Yeah, it was such a traumatic experience because, science, anybody who's done IVF knows that there's certain markers, like the embryo was like, whatever, like the A, it was like everything was going so well, and my body felt different. Like it just felt different. And everybody kept on saying, as they do to women, it's all in your head. It's all in your head. I didn't feel my first move until like more typical, like around 19 weeks, something like that, right? For the first one. Because typically women feel their first one later, and then subsequent pregnancies, you feel it earlier. I felt my other ones before 12 weeks. Wow. Little flutter, it almost feels like a little fish.
Yeah.
And with the one that I lost, I didn't feel her. It's like I did, and then I stopped. And then as I, would talk about it, and they're like, it's too early. It's too early. I know you felt the other ones, but like maybe you didn't. And it's too early. And I remember to the appointment, which was just a regular appointment, I walked there, and I walked and I walked and I walked, and I had this feeling there was like just something wrong.
Yeah.
And I go there, I try not to cry as I talk about it, but I go there, and they put the monitor on me, and she was dead. And it was like, at that point, it looks like a baby, it has its fingers and its toes. And then you have to go home, and you still have the baby inside of you. It was not a happy experience. So I was very traumatized from that. And again, then your body goes through the experience of things that you had a baby once she came out, and but there's no baby. So I was like, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah.
And again, nothing against IVF. That was my one experience with it. Sure. And then obviously somebody else carried our other embryo perfect, and she's here. And I also love that they're 5 months apart. It's like, it's so funny. They're like the funniest things.
Well, we have been very open about it. I have suffered through 3 miscarriages after our first daughter. Yeah, all this year. And it's something that I feel like isn't talked about in a way that makes other moms who've gone through it feel like they're not alone. It's kind of only talked about in a way where it's like, don't get pregnant because this could happen. It's like a scare tactic in a way, and not in a way of like, I've also been there.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, through my experiences, and I'm a bit older than you and started having kids before you, I felt that way. It's almost, I wonder if we're not listening to it until until it happens, and then we tap into something. I went with my first miscarriage. It was different because it was her heart. I actually don't know what that baby was. It was where I was naturally pregnant with, but the heartbeat was never right. It wasn't like in the right number of, I think it was too slow.
Yeah.
And I would go and they said, maybe it'll correct and maybe correct. But I was doing all this research. I was like, there's no chance. So I went on the Today Show and I talked about it right before I went to my appointment, that this is the one before the later miscarriage. And I wanted to talk about it because I felt like people weren't talking about it. And this is a while ago. This was pre-COVID, 2019. And I said, what I wanted to do was help open the door for people to talk about having a miscarriage while they're having a miscarriage. Because a lot of times, which only if it's right for them, because every person is allowed to have their own journey, right? However we want to deal with grief is completely valid. But to pretend that you're okay when you're not okay is very hard, on top of being really not okay.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do that. And I would get people, tens of thousands of people writing to me and sharing their own story. People who celebrate the birthday of the baby every single year. People who never had a live child. And they get that thing of like, they don't know their identity. Are they a mom?
Yeah.
I think they are.
Totally.
Because they had that connection, the giving, you know, being a parent is having extra love to give to another being. And you can come into motherhood in many different. I have a stepdaughter. She's my baby too.
Yeah.
And so it is a very, I'm glad that you guys are talking about it a lot, and it definitely needs to be spoken about more. Because I do think that, you know, being a mother and being a father is not always benevolent, you know. There's really hard things.
Yeah. I mean, it was an incredibly tough situation, obviously for both of us. I saw, obviously, Natalie go through that emotional journey. It was probably, just connecting as a mother, as you say. I mean, I'm so sorry it happened to you, after carrying that child for 5 months.
There's certain milestones that you get through where you feel like you're in the clear. There is a level of comfort that you get. Okay, the 3 months did it. Tell everybody, you know. So yeah, no, that was really hard. And then it's also hard, and you guys can relate to this, of the ones back to back.
Yeah,
because then people start treating you differently. I remember that one doctor was like, "Oh, 2 in a row. Well, at least you have your other children." And I was like, oh, like, okay. But, it's part of being an animal, being human. I mean, it's not always, but you keep on trying if you want to, and it'll happen. I really do believe that.
It's so, our stories are different. I had my daughter River at 25 and found out I was pregnant. Obviously, like, very excited. I, few weeks in, I kind of start bleeding, and I'm like,
with her,
with the next,
with the next baby.
My doctor, my sister, everyone's like, this, spotting's normal. Don't freak out. Everything's okay. I never did that with River, so I'm like immediately like, something's wrong. This isn't right. I feel it. I know it, and that is the one that unfortunately came out in our toilet. And thank God for my husband who fished that baby out of that toilet, because I sat there being like, what do you do? What do you do? You can't flush my baby down the toilet. It's so heartbreaking. And then to have the next one, you find out oh my God, here's my rainbow baby. I got it this time. I can do this. To then have that same thing happen. And now the doctor's like, well, 1 is pretty, normal. Unfortunately, 2, definitely hitting some murky waters. I'm 26. Like, why? I have a healthy baby at home, easy delivery, Then the 3rd, and it's like, you really, we've now been seeing a fertility specialist. We've now, and I find out I have all these blood gene mutations that are literally killing off my babies. And like, now I have to go through all these extra precautionary things to prevent miscarriages. And it's like the fear of, oh my God, this is my fault. This is my fault. What have I done? To only come to find out, like, oh, it is something within me. It like validates all of the fears. How did you and Alec like work through that mental battle?
I mean, obviously mine was so extreme of blaming myself that I didn't want to carry another embryo that way because I thought that it was my fault. That something about the science just didn't work with my body. And again, like maybe I'm different, maybe I'm broken somehow, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
and I know that's irrational.
Yeah.
I know that sometimes bad things just happen. But at the time, I'm sure you can relate. Like you can't imagine how many tears your body can make. And you wake up, you sleep, and you wake up, you doze off, you wake up, and you remember it's real. And I remember that first night when I had to go home. Like I'm sleeping with my dead baby inside of me. And they didn't know right away I could have the appointment to have her taken out. And I was fortunate that it was pretty soon, but it's you know, you're like my belly is a tomb. It was something to create life, and now it's a tomb.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, if I am your older sister, if I pull away the human experience that I share with you, that I know how you feel, it's not your fault. And there's solutions, as you're telling me, you know, because you are the one. Yes, maybe your body has to have certain support, but thank God we live in time when you can get that support.
Yeah.
And also, your body is what creates it. This is not existing outside of your body. So you're creating life, and you just have to make sure that it's supported, just like we would support so many things in other parts of our life. So I think that, you know, it's not easy being a woman, is it?
No, it's not.
And thank God you have somebody who's so supportive too.
Were you at that 5-month appointment by yourself?
I was. And, you know, fortunately, the tech and I were very, very close, which all those babies before.
Yeah.
We were very close. But I remember I just couldn't, because it was like I knew, and nobody was listening to me. And I knew, not that they could have done anything, by the way.
Yeah.
But like I knew, and I wouldn't. And she's like, no, you need to stop moving. We need to try to figure out what was going on. What's going on? No, they never could figure out what happened. But it was just like, yeah.
So what did you challenge in yourself differently carrying your youngest?
Well, then I carried another one after that.
Okay.
But so I never tried IVF again.
Okay.
So I got pregnant with our 5-year-old, again, a month and a half afterwards. And I had been, one of the things that I love in terms of being in the public eye is I like to push boundaries a little bit, because I think that some rules are really stupid. And so I figure like, all right, if you guys are going to talk anyway, let me like push at it a little bit. And part of that was, I'm going to go on and I'm going to talk about my miscarriage while I'm having it, because I don't like that I have to pretend that I'm not okay. I also decided with the baby that I lost at 5 months, I decided to tell the world about her before the 3-month marker, because I said, you know, why is this rule here? I mean, at that point, it would have been beyond the 3-month anyway, but then a little bit, I closed off afterwards. So I didn't, and then it was COVID. So I mean, he was born September 2020, but I didn't say anything until I was like way, way down the road, which was very different from the like spunky Hilaria before. I'd be like, I'll tell you everything. So because before I felt like people, there's like, oh, there's rumors that she's pregnant again. And it felt like that was getting information taken from me. So my whole thing was like, you know what, I'm going to give it to you first so it's mine to tell.
Yeah.
So I did like back off a little bit. I became a little cowardly after that to protect my heart from it. And then also carrying a baby during COVID, a completely different animal that was. Oh my God.
Sure.
But yeah, so it was, I feel like I don't know if I answered your question. Come to my ADHD brain.
Just how did you find the strength in that next pregnancy?
I was scared. I was terrified. I was terrified of everything. I was terrified. And I was terrified on so many levels, not just because of what happened, but also because of COVID and the fear of going to appointments and the fear of delivering. And this is pre-vaccine as well. So there are very different regulations then.
Yeah, it was like you have like you couldn't have anyone else in the room with you?
At that point, by September, your spouse could be there. Although I don't love when Alec is in the room with me while I'm laboring. When he can be there when he's pushing, but he really bothers me when I'm laboring. It's like I need to get the epidural first. He just, I mean, first of all, I'm when you're in labor, like most things bother you. So in fairness to him, he could just be breathing, and I'm like,
it's too loud.
Have you guys always wanted to have a large family? I'm one of 11. I don't know if you knew that.
What number are you?
I'm the second oldest. Yeah.
The second oldest.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know if I wanted to have
So you don't hear about, you don't hear about it a lot. And
I know, right?
Watching your family grow, it's always been fascinating because you just don't see it that much.
When people when people ask me and they don't know, so, you have kids? How many? I say 7. Yeah, I have 7. They say second? No, 7. This many.
It's like, are you Catholic? Are you Mormon?
Exactly,
How many marriages? The twins?
I'm like it's not a religious thing. I just liked having them. I mean, it's so fun because, they all come out different, and you get to really enjoy watching life unfold, and I think, I had my first girl and I was like, all right, that's what Alec and my girl is going to be like. And then I had a boy and I was like, all right, that's our boy. Then I had another boy, totally different. Another boy, totally different. Another one, totally different. And you start to realize, yes, I'm like, I can make people. And they come out with their own personality. Exactly, make people. And they come out with their own personality. And it's just so cool that and that's what I love about being a mom. One of my favorite things is like just listening to them and appreciating their uniqueness. Even when they give me the middle finger, I'm like, that's clever. Like that. There you go.
Is that something you, as a couple, how old was Alec when you met him?
I want to say he was like 53.
Okay. And did you guys have conversations? I mean, he was already a dad at that point. Were you like, I want to have a lot of kids, or you just kind of?
No, he was the one.
He was. Okay.
Yes, we didn't say we wanted to have a lot of kids, but he was. For 6 weeks, he shook my hand, and during those 6 weeks, he's like, "We're gonna get married. We're gonna have kids. I need to know that you want to have kids. If we're gonna like start a relationship, I need to know that about you." And I'm like, I'm 27 years old. Like, I'm worried about I'm leaving my toothbrush at your apartment. Like that's the maturity that I'm at this point. But it was very refreshing at the same time being with somebody who knew what he wanted. He was very clear. He's like, I want you.
How did you guys meet?
We met at a restaurant that we never went back to ever again.
Did he approach you? Did you approach him?
We were outside. It was a place called Pure Food and Wine. They made a documentary about it. Because they the people there
about
stole things. No, I feel what I've heard, I haven't seen it. What I've heard is they used us for clickbait at the beginning, but I think exaggerated our importance because never went there again. But yeah, no, they the people stole all this stuff and then got arrested at Domino's Pizza. I don't know the exact things, but it was something kind of amazing for a vegan raw food place. And all of a sudden Domino's Pizza. It's kind of amazing. You guys can watch the documentary and you can tell me about it because I will not. But so I was there with 2 of my friends celebrating that the guy I opened the yoga studios with that I was working at had just found the second location. And I would work 7 days a week and I didn't go out that much and I was just working. And so my friends were like, we have to go out. It was really warm. It was February in New York and it was really, really warm. And so we're sitting outside and having a glass of wine. I had been to the restaurant before then and I had hated the food. So I was like, guys, don't eat here, but they have a really good wine list. And so we're drinking and then there's 2 tables next, and the short story is Alec eventually was sitting at the table and he kept on looking at me, and then when I left he took my hand and he's like, who are you? I must know you. And I was like, really? That's a stupid line. And that was that.
But it worked.
But it did.
What is y'all's age difference?
26 years.
Okay. We're 18.
So
you look so young.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Wait, how old are you?
45.
Because we are young.
There you go.
Yes.
Yes, we are in our 40s. We are young.
Yeah.
Going back to Alec in the delivery room, Nick was like, I'll be by your head. Let doctors be doctors. I will hold your hand. Is that similar to how Alec is? Or is he like, let me pull this baby out. I feel like I've been here before.
So there's multiple. So there's the
multiple versions.
Yeah. Okay. So there's 3 stages that I think are very important for Alec. And I like to give him credit because I know people like to pick him apart. And you guys are going to write all these things online of, oh my God, Alec Baldwin did this. Okay. There's the pre-epidural, because I did epidurals with all mine. Mm-hmm. There's the pre-epidural labor. I hate him during that part. I hate him. Then
what's he doing?
He's like asking too many questions. He gets
to the
nervous.
Doctors?
What?
To the doctor?
No, to me.
Oh. Yeah. Are you comfortable?
Are you going to have this baby today or not? I'm like,
he's impatient.
Get out right now. Well, he has OCD, he has clinical OCD, so he likes to like schedule things.
Oh. So when can I pencil you in for a baby?
Actually, literally. Just like, and I like get into like my zone and I breathe. And even though I do an epidural, I do labor for a while without one. Okay. So anyway, so I don't like him during that point. The second phase is the epidural. Much better, but I do epidural light, which like the walking epidural. Okay. And so you can still feel that. So when those contractions get a little intense, I don't like him.
Comes in waves.
Yes, comes in waves. Exactly. And I want him to do certain things, like especially with my last one, when I started, I'm getting older, I get like a little more nervous. I'm like, tell me what the heartbeat is when I'm like, during the thing. Tell me how long it is. I'm going to be breathing. And he'll like, I'll tell you the next one. I'm like, yeah, well, tell me right now. Get up and tell me right now. So that one. But during pushing, he's a champion.
A champ.
And I really think, and he cuts the cord and he takes the video exactly the right way, because I do not want to see the baby coming out.
Yeah, no.
I want to see the moments that they put the baby. And he's so good because, he works in television and film.
He knows the angles.
He knows the angles.
And
yes.
He can take a note. He can be directed.
Yeah, correct.
Yes,
correct.
Very important stuff.
Correct. So, and after all the times that I've hated him before then, he's very there to be like, okay, I better get this part right. So he's actually really amazing during that part that I feel is probably the most important. And we have a sense of humor about the other two parts, obviously. But yeah, so he's great when he has like he holds my leg, he gives me like oxygen mask. If I'm using oxygen mask, he tells me I'm doing a great job. All of the things that need to be said and done. But at the first one, I said to him, I was like, you're only going to look here, not going to look here. Yeah. Okay. Church and state, you only keep right here. And then I realized, especially, I'm almost 5'3". There's not a lot of space between church and state. And I was like, I guess this is just, we're getting this close. This is just, but I was like, but don't tell me what anything looks like afterwards. Okay. And you're going to forget about it too. Okay.
Yeah. I think Nick went to go when they took River over to, suck her nose out and do all that stuff. Nick went over there to her. And I remember when he was walking back, it was like don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it. On December 19th, based on the best-selling novel, Amanda Seyfried and Sydney Sweeney star in The Housemaid, a wildly entertaining and twisted thriller where perfection is an illusion and nothing is as it seems. Trying to escape her past, Millie, played by Sweeney, accepts a job as a live-in housemaid for the wealthy Nina, played by Seyfried, and Andrew Winchester, which is played by Brandon Sklenar. But what begins as a dream job quickly unravels into something far more dangerous, a sexy, seductive game of secrets, scandal, and power. Behind the Winchesters' closed doors lies a world of shocking twists that will leave you guessing until the very end. Can you keep a secret? The Housemaid, rated R, only in theaters December 19th. You will be at the edge of your seat the entire time. It's a theatrical experience you do not want to miss. Get tickets now.
Our favorite part of the holidays is spending time with our family, from baking cookies, decorating the house, and walking around the neighborhood. Everyone seems to be in the holiday spirit, and there's nothing that gets us in the spirit more than a Starbucks holiday beverage.
Now that we have River, I'm really trying to create memories and traditions that she will carry on throughout her life, and something that I'm really loving doing. We did it last year, and obviously we're going to do it again this year, but it's going to Starbucks, getting a holiday drink, and then driving through the neighborhoods and looking at all the Christmas lights on all the houses and seeing all the houses decorated and the blow-ups in everyone's front yard and sipping on our warm, hot
I look forward to that
holiday drink.
Also, back in my sales days when I worked from home, I'd always go to a Starbucks and work because I wanted to get out of the house. And definitely during the holiday season, I get my peppermint mocha. And you just kind of see people coming in different. You kind of feel the holiday energy with people coming in during Christmas time. It was always just really enjoyable. I really had to get out of the house when I was stuck at home working.
Well, the peppermint mocha is a Starbucks signature espresso combined with steamed milk, mocha sauce, and peppermint flavored syrup. Is topped with whipped cream and dark chocolate curls. What more could you ask for? delicious.
It's honestly how I learned to drink coffee. This was my first Starbucks
peppermint
drink ever.
mocha. Yeah. We used to, when I worked there, we would put ristretto shots in it. And we would like mod it a bit.
Well, it was a white chocolate mocha, and then during the holiday season, I transferred over to the peppermint.
There's no better feeling than when the cups turn red at Starbucks.
I know.
That is so true. Another favorite of mine is the caramel brulee latte. That one is so good.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
The caramel brulee is Starbucks' signature espresso. It's topped with whipped cream and caramel brulee topping. Rediscover the little moments of joy that make the holidays brighter at Starbucks. Step into the warmth of the season with a visit to Starbucks, where every sip makes the holidays feel a little bit more special.
Well, don't forget, together is the best place to be. Connect over your holiday favorites at Starbucks.
Every family has stories worth saving, and it's important to preserve them now so their legacy can live forever. Storyworth makes it easy. One question each week, 1 year of memories turned into a beautifully bound book. Keep the stories alive, give a gift that lasts generations, and that's why I recommend Storyworth memoirs for your loved ones this holiday season. It might sound a little intimidating, but it's so easy. They'll love it. It's a gift they won't see coming, something that makes them feel truly special, and it turns out it's a gift for you too.
I love Storyworth. I've said this before. I gave my dad the gift of Storyworth a few years back, and he loves it so much. It's, again, one of my favorite memories as a kid was always listening to the stories of my parents and my aunts and uncles talking about all the mischief they got in when they were kids. And it's great to memorialize those stories in a beautiful keepsake that Storyworth makes possible. Each week, Storyworth emails a loved one a memory-provoking question that you get to choose. Questions like, what were your favorite toys as a child? Or what are you most proud of? All your loved one needs to do is respond to that email with a story. They can either write a story or an email or record it over the phone to let Storyworth transcribe it. It's so easy. With no apps or passwords required, it's perfect for even the least tech-savvy relatives.
Storyworth compiles your loved one's stories and photos into a beautiful keepsake hardcover book. Photos are printed in vibrant color. This year, they added a bunch of new features to make storytelling even easier with personalized questions in Magic Editor. Meanwhile, their magic layout and new book designs make finished books, and especially photos, look even more beautiful. What's not changing is customers' love for Storyworth. They've printed over 1 million books and preserved 35 million family stories since their funding 13 years ago. They have over 48,000 5-star reviews on Trustpilot, Wirecutter, The Strategist. Give your loved ones a unique keepsake you'll all cherish for years. Storyworth memoirs right now save $10 or more during their holiday sale when you go to storyworth.com/VIALL. That's storyworth.com/VIALL to save $10 or more on your order.
You obviously jokingly mentioned that your husband, Alec, gets a lot of attention and a lot of criticism. And you guys are a couple that I think get that a lot. And when you not to compare you guys to us at all, but we certainly know what it's like. I
love a comparison because it makes me feel not alone. Tell me how we're buddies and we're exactly
I relate to you, right? I mean, again, not to compare myself to your husband, but I've been on reality TV for a while. I've been considered a polarizing character. When we do this show, we obviously give our opinions a lot, and that gets, picked apart and criticized. And then when I meet my wife, who right off the bat is younger, is a beautiful woman, and she was an easy target. Listen, we have very lucky lives, and I have no complaints over it. But sometimes I do feel like we can be an easy target, or I guess I relate to people who I see in the public eye, who I've never met personally, like yourself, prior to this moment, who I feel like is often misrepresented or is just like an easy target for people, where they look at this couple, or you look at your husband who's been in Hollywood for how many decades and has so many great moments, and then has also been caught up in controversy and things like that. Do you feel right off the bat, like people don't really know the real Hilaria Baldwin and Alec Baldwin relationship, or do you even not give a fuck?
Oh no, I mean, I wish I could say I don't care, but I do.
Yeah, we all care.
Because I care.
You get good at not caring, but you
get good at letting it not be debilitating.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I feel like, I think it's multiple. I think the overwhelming majority of people do know who I am, do know who Alec is, and are very positive. Mm-hmm. However, we listen to the negative. The negative, they're very quiet because they're like, we love you. Because they're living their normal lives, focusing on their normal things. Exactly. Yeah. And then the ones who are negative are obsessive. Unfortunately, there's a huge business, which it sounds like you two have been victim to, of tearing people apart. It makes a lot of money. Mm-hmm. And by the way, they wouldn't do it if it wasn't making them money. like the tabloids and stuff like
Right,
that.
right.
The
Yeah.
people, the opinion piece,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. They will not do it if it's not making them money. So I had to learn that. It's just business. You kind of have to think, for many years, I just wanted to be like, I'm me, I'm a normal person. Well, maybe I'm not that normal, but like, I'm like a nice person. I'm a kind person. I wish everybody well. And all I want to do is belong. And I feel like I learned recently from actually my dance partner on Dancing with the Stars when I was just like, I just want to belong. Nobody lets me belong. And I always have to live by different rules, the same game, different rules, not fair. And he's like, you're a star. You're going to stand out. He says, you're
Gleb.
special. You're a star. Sorry, stop wanting to fit in with everybody else. Stand out. Go be different. Go do this. And I was like, oh my God, you're so right. I'm going to just go and be my own thing. And regardless of who you are, I feel like, yes, we have an element of wanting to belong. And then we also, it's okay to stand out. It's okay to be different and lean into your different. Now, it's hurtful when they go after your relationship. You must have been very young when you guys met.
I was 21.
You were 21.
Mhm.
Right.
The internet likes to say I was like 10, sometimes 12.
Well, the
19,
internet tells me I didn't give birth to any of my children.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
No, it's great. There's like a lot of tinfoil hat wearing people. People say a lot of things. I hold Alec hostage.
What is the craziest thing you've
I
heard
feel like
about
that's
you?
probably one of the craziest ones.
That you didn't give birth
Yeah,
to,
no.
baby.
There's a really funny one. So
Storks.
no. It's a room full of surrogates that I have in another apartment that I keep there.
Just a factory.
I wear bellies that I bought on Amazon I think they're called moon bumps. And then the women next door are just having to pump milk all the time. And then I have somebody go and fetch the milk from them. Right? No,
Wow.
no, it's amazing. It's a really I'm like, that sounds really hard. So I feel like that's pretty crazy.
Do you think this is a product of you being married to Alec Baldwin? Or do you feel like even before you met Alec, people always kind of treated you different, or you always felt a little misunderstood or taken out of context? Or do you think it was more like, oh, I'm now married to Alec Baldwin and I get lumped in with the controversy that he is a part of?
Yeah. I mean, I wrote in my book, my most recent book, I wrote in it that any woman who is going to marry my husband was going to have her own version of it. And part of that is because he has a bad relationship with the tabloid press. He has not played that game. And on one hand, my like rebellious side is like, yeah, do that. And on the other hand, I'm like, we have all suffered a lot because you wanted to tweet that you didn't like this person, or you got mad at this one, or you yelled at this person. Like, they remember, they have a list.
Yeah.
They have a list. You're on the list. I'm on the list. You're on the list. Now we're on the list.
Well, and
right?
what they love is a link of the article they talk shit about 2 years ago to include that in the list. You're just like, oh, here's a new headline. Oh, but if you forgot about the other headline,
let's remind you.
right here.
Right here.
There's a
Pull it right
link.
up.
You can go find
I have
that
it here in
one.
my files.
We didn't just talk shit today. We
Right.
were talking shit.
Yeah.
We talk shit all the time.
But I think ultimately, the more that you can create an awareness of that and try to educate people on now there's so much misinformation out there.
Mm-hmm.
And so hopefully people are getting more and more educated on the fact that misinformation exists. And, I don't get people coming up to me on the street telling me bad things. I have people coming up to me and they're like, I love you. Like, you're misunderstood. Let me give you a hug. It's a very sweet, sweet, sweet things. And again, we also have to remember that that's like the majority. The negative people, they have like 17 million accounts and they're writing from each one of them. I did like a little bit of research on some of like my main trolls, and I know who they are. And that like gave me a little bit of insight as well. Made me
you
feel
kind
bad
of
for them.
understood.
Mm-hmm.
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like it's sad. I feel for them.
Is there a particular controversy or rumor about you that bothered you the most?
I would say probably about my identity. That was the one that really, actually two. I would say my identity, that bothered me.
Like centered around your accent?
Yeah, my accent, again, I think I want to be like, we need to learn more languages in this country because this is like the ABCs about accents. And also that certain people can code switch.
Also, who gives a fuck?
No, first of all, who cares?
Yeah. I am from the South and born and raised Auburn, Alabama, lived in low country, Georgia for 10 years of my life, and moved to New York to try to be a model. and had some agent be like, you got to lose that redneck accent, get in dialect classes. And I was like, okay. And now I speak like this, but the second I get around my family or we have maybe a Southern guest on, my accent comes back and people are like, Natalie is just faking and just do it, you know, and it's like, no, this is.
People say that about you too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But that's save it. So like Mark Ballas, who's on Dancing with the Stars, like he and I were talking about it. He code switches between a British accent and American accent. Madonna code switches. And it doesn't even have to be something like you and I have of growing up with it, you know? It can be something where like Madonna, she moved there when later. It's normal and actually is a sign of connection and empathy to be able to communicate. It's the way our brain is. And for our brain to work. It's not a bad thing. But I mean, for me, it was just like so mean. And because I grew up kind of like being like, I don't know where I belong, here, there. My family lives over here. I don't really know. It really like, it picked at, you know, my Achilles heel. Now, try me.
Now, say cucumber.
Exactly. Come back. I forgot a word. I'm going to forget all the words all the time. And I also have ADHD and dyslexia. I forget things all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Even trying to come here and I keep on putting like the address in and I'm switching the numbers and I have to look. I mean, it's just like, that's the thing is you go back and there was no rational. It was the most irrational thing. There was tons of misinformation. There was like a fake bio that then again with my investigator, like they realized it was planted like right before. It was a whole thing. Oh it was a whole scary thing that I didn't even want to know where it came from. I just want to like leave it over there because it's so sad. But at the same time, I'm like, all right, well, you know, you're going to be mad at me because I'm bilingual and I'm raising my kids bilingual and my family lives over there. Okay, I can live with that. The other one that bothered me was really bothered me, but not in the same like debilitating way as when I'm talking, you're not talking. Do you remember that one? And
the red carpet?
The red carpet.
Yes, because first,
it did optics looked a little sassy.
It was sassy, but they also cut out all the times he interrupted me before.
Of course they did.
And do either one of you guys have ADHD?
Nick is like,
we're twins.
He's dyslexic. He has ADHD.
Yeah. Okay.
Y'all are.
So ADHD rage is like an actual thing. And you interrupt when we're trying to think about something. It's very, very, very annoying. And Alec knows that. He wasn't upset. Like we were joking. First of all, if I'm going to be really mad at him, I'm just going to stop talking. We be scared when I don't speak anymore. And who in their like right mind says when I'm talking, you're not talking and they're being serious? Not me. But what I was disappointed in was, where's my girls at? So all of a sudden, my husband, multiple times, then again, they cut around it, but is multiple times talking and talking and talking while I'm talking. And then you get to a point you're like, please let me finish. But there was, you know, and what people write to me is, your husband is the star. You should stop speaking the moment he starts speaking. And I'm like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, because that's what I get from it. And I think, there's no celebrities in my house. I'm not a celebrity. He's not a celebrity. Maybe the middle finger baby's the celebrity because that's iconic. But like, there's no celebrities in the house. And so I felt like that could have been a viral moment for like woman empowerment, but it was framed improperly. But he thought it was the funniest thing in the world. He's like, nobody ever feels bad for me.
Well, I was going to say, it's kind of ironic. It's just like your husband, Alec, is, like you said, has a tricky relationship with the tabloids. He rarely is ever given the benefit of the doubt, unless it comes to like you versus him. It's just like then,
right?
You know,
well, because they know that the way to hurt him is to hurt me.
Yeah. And you can tell, like, he
gets upset.
You know, I always really admire any couple that like comes together through controversy, regardless if they're in the public eye or not. I certainly really admire the husbands out there who you can tell they have a lot of love for their wives and will like want to defend their honor and be chivalrous that way. And I've seen over the years a couple clips of Alec coming to your defense in a way that it felt almost silly that he had to, but it was really just the love that he clearly had for you. But I really admired him for that.
Yeah, no, I mean, we found out we were in, he was doing a movie in Sorrento, and then we went afterwards during the kids' spring break to visit my family, my parents, my brother, everybody in Spain. And I come into the hotel room at night, and he's laughing. He's like, the world, because I'm completely disengaged from the phone. He's like, the world's mad at you right now. And I was like, what did I do? What did I do? And he's
the
like,
world is heavy.
Yeah, I know, the world.
Everyone?
Everyone in the whole wide world. And he's like, because you interrupted me. I was like, what? And we couldn't even remember when it happened because we were just talking all the time. Yeah. So we started like thinking it was funny, and it was kind of funny. I just again think that it would have been a really good feminist moment, guys. Let me down on that one, so we could have a redo.
Well, it's tale as old as time. Is like clip out everything that would give context, and only release a small bit. That's gonna piss everybody off.
Yeah. I'd be like, oh my God, now we see it. She is controlling. She's there. She is I want to be like, guys, can you pick a couple that is like the husband's easier control? Yeah, exactly. Easier control. Like Alec Baldwin is not an easy to control person. Like it's truly. I mean, like, come on, think about it, guys. And I was like, oh, so you're telling me I'm powerful. So I guess it's a compliment. Okay.
Yeah. Like I'll figure out a way.
Exactly. Because if I could control him all of these years, maybe things would, certain things would have been a little bit different, but no, okay.
You published a memoir this year, and you talked about how you and Alec almost got a divorce after your second.
It read my mind.
Really?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Can you talk a little bit about that and what kind of was the issue?
I think baby number 2 is oftentimes does that to couples the more that I talk with other couples.
Really?
Not that it's going to happen with you guys, but it is exactly. It's just all of a sudden. So when you have one baby, again, my experience and then me talking with like my girlfriends about it, when you have one baby, your entire world is in like one place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you have another baby and there's almost like this guilt of like you're cheating on that baby with that baby and you love both of them and your heart is now in 2 places.
Yeah.
And once I got to 3 babies, I kind of embraced chaos. I was like, oh, okay, group project. We're going to do everything together from now on. But with the 2, it was really hard. I have a great group of people, both friends and people who work with me that help me out. We had much less of a village at that point. He was traveling a ton. And I think we are different generations. He's a boomer. I'm a millennial. And I was trying to make him a millennial.
Mm.
And that was one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made. And once I allowed him to be his culture, to be his boomerness, and I related to him on that point, and I allowed me to be a millennial, because age isn't just a number. I don't think it is. I don't know how you guys feel, but I think you are in different places. You do have different experiences. Just like you're from different places.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you're from 11 children and you're from
7.
So like, okay, so that wasn't a good example, okay? But you know what I mean? Like there's differences in relationships. And I think that I had to, for myself, a big learning thing for myself was don't try to make him do everything with me.
Mm.
I would like come with me to every doctor's appointment, do this. And again, I hated it. Like I, joke about certain parts in the labor. Like I don't want you to come with me at the beginning. I'll tell you when I have my epidural because it bothers me.
Yeah.
And I also am very happy to have it. That's not like, oh, that's so sad. No, I like it that way. And I'm confident and grounded on my own doing certain things. So I think a lot of it was me growing up, not trying to change him. And then once we kind of he had to change some things too. But I think it was just, everything went so fast. We met each other. We moved in right away. We got married right away. We had a 1 baby right away. It was just a lot. And so I think it was just,
Were you
chaos.
planning or hoping or had any thoughts of being in the public eye before you met Alec?
I was a yoga teacher. My parents are hippies. I grew up with no TV.
Okay. Wow.
So did he give you a warning of hey, if you...
Nope.
Oh.
Nope. So my parents, eventually we got a monitor that had a VCR, but you'd press the button and it would just be static. And then we had a couple of videos Star Wars. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Indiana Jones. And then Jane Fonda and Tammy Lee Webb, Buns of Steel workout videos. Love them. So I had a Working Girl, which is the movie that I'd seen with Alec and when I met him. So I had access to that, but I'd never seen Saved by the Bell or any of these things that were very important of our generation. And I just couldn't relate to people. And I think that my ADHD-ness doesn't allow me to sit still and unless I'm talking and just consume something, I get very fidgety. so yeah, I wasn't really in that world. I loved yoga. I moved around the whole day. I'm walking and moving and stretching and doing abs in every single class with my students. And my first brush with any of it was I was in my little apartment and I got a call from an unknown number, and I thought one of my best friends was studying in South Africa at the time. I thought it was her, and I pick up the phone and they said, Hilaria, and I was like, hello. And they're like, is this Hilaria? I said, yes. And I'm calling from Page 6. I'm calling from Page 6. I know that you're dating Alec Baldwin, and I have some questions for you. And I was like, I never read Page 6 in my life, but I was like, okay, I think that this is not.
You're like, what about page 1, 2, 3,
exactly.
4, and 5?
I don't know what's going on here. And I just said something like, I'm not going to answer any of your questions. And then they got like mad and hung up the phone. And then they wrote that I was like mean about it. And I was like, I literally wasn't. I was like stunned. But I was like, I'm not going to answer any of your questions. And I called Alec and I told him. He was like, okay, you dealt with that really well. But it wasn't. First of all, he's a horrible teacher to be a famous person. Like he's like horrible at it because he didn't have like good like paparazzi problems. Now I'm friends with a couple of paparazzi. I am. And you know what? But my like previous self would have been like, oh my God, please don't call me like a fame whore and all that kind of stuff. No, you know what? They are people. I am a person and I don't feel like being scared of people. I will go and I will talk to Page 6 on the red carpet. I will go and talk to all these places that before, like Alec might not, but I will go and I'll do it because I don't like to be afraid of people. And I also want to treat all people equally.
So even if you have been burned before, that doesn't stop you from being like, no, like y'all wrote a nasty article about me. I'm not giving you my time. I'm not giving you another opportunity. You're like, you know what?
At this point in my life, no. There's certain people that maybe,
Yeah.
I have certain people I'm just like, I will just like walk by. But I do think that publications are neither all good or all bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there's good people in each place. And it poisons me more than it poisons them to have that kind of
It's a
negativity.
healthy outlook. I mean, because objectively, different writers, most of the people who write these articles aren't even employed by these
Right.
publications.
Yeah.
Like you have a very objective, very healthy, mature outlook on that situation.
I mean, I'm trying. This is like a practice that I'm doing. I'm like, I'm trying to teach myself. And literally, I mean, I've been talking about it a little bit more openly. I posted something this morning about it and people are like, oh, because it's your friend and you call him to take pictures. I'm like, I haven't called anyone to take pictures of me. If he's going to be there, I will be nice and I'll go take a picture for him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I will go say hello. I'm going to go and give him a hug.
Right.
I have paparazzi friends that moved back to DR and many years we've shared Christmas gifts. Okay. So like I can find
the good.
the human quality in people. And I think that that's very important and very me.
How old is your oldest daughter?
12.
She's 12. What like conversations have you or Alec had with her about like this lifestyle? Like when she goes out to paparazzi.
Yeah, does she understand who her parents are?
Yeah. No, I mean, maybe not the smallest ones, but most of them, the 4 oldest definitely do. And then you also have to know that we've gone through like really bad times where I'm having conversations with the kids that you never, at the beginning it was just like, oh, there's paparazzi out and you think that that's bad enough. And then you have the paparazzi that are swarming them as they're going to the car and like bumping into you and screaming things at the kids. Me bringing him off to trial and them having to say goodbye to their dad and not knowing if they're going to see him for a year and a half. You know what I mean? So like there's things where my kids have had to experience really dark stuff. And the only way that I have known to go through it, and hopefully I haven't made mistakes, is to be as open as possible because kids are very smart and they're going to fill in the blanks and they're going to create their own story. And it's better that they know the truth than some sort of fantasy thing that's going to maybe be worse and is going to continue in their head and it's going to grow into their imagined reality.
Also, I'm sure like kids at school, like the whole social media of it all, like them knowing the truth from their parents.
Yeah, it was funny. I hope I don't say this wrong. There was when, like after the whole identity thing and Carmen was much younger and she says, Mommy, so-and-so, I won't say the name, at school said that a lot of people don't like you. And I said, oh, really? And before he's like, overheard the mother, blah, blah, gossiping, blah, blah, blah. Guys, don't do it. Whether people are famous or not, the kids are always listening and they share it.
Yes.
And she says, it's because you say that you're from Boston, but you're actually from Spain. And it was like so funny because like it was the kids. I was like,
The other way.
I was like, no, the story goes the opposite way, okay? The opposite way.
Tell your friend at school.
Your
She's
friend at
wrong.
school is the opposite way. And I was like, but it's not even that way. And she's like, but don't worry, I cleared it up for you. I said that I saw, because I brought her and Alec to Boston, they were like, had work up there. And I was like, oh, this is where I lived and da-da-da-da. Many, many years. She's like, I told her that I've seen where you lived in Boston. And I also have seen where my yayos, my parents, her grandparents, she calls them los yayos, live in Spain. And that we speak in both English and Spanish. And so I cleared it up for you, okay? And I was like, can you just be my PR person? It's like from now on, because if you're getting it and, your little friend is getting it, then we're good. I was like, oh my God.
Holiday gift shopping can be hard. Everything feels either too generic or too over the top, and that's where Aura Frame hits the perfect middle. It's thoughtful, easy, and makes finding the right gift way simpler.
I gave my dad the gift of Aura frames last year for Christmas while he was in the hospital, and it was a crowd favorite. Everyone was obsessed with it. It's a digital frame that he was able to set up beside his hospital bed, and all of my siblings could send photos of our year of Christmas with all of his grandkids, and he got to just be a part of Christmas that year. It automatically uploads onto the digital screen, and it only takes 2 minutes to set up a frame using the Aura app, so even people who aren't very good at this kind of stuff can do it. It plays live photos and videos up to 30 seconds. Your favorite live iPhone photos will play right on the frame. The embedded speaker can play audio on demand. You can share photos or videos from any device and they will instantly appear on the frame wherever it is in the world. No memory card required. Don't wait. Win the holidays now with Aura Frames. For a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com. Get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames, named #1 by Wirecutter, by using promo code VIALL at checkout. That's auraframes.com, promo code VIALL. This deal is exclusive to listeners and frames sell out fast, so order yours now to get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. What's a scam you'd think I definitely fall for? Honestly, don't answer that. That's why I stick with Cash App. It keeps my money safe while still making everything easy. Sending cash, paying for stuff, getting perks. The holidays are all about finding the perfect gift, but this time of year, not every deal is actually what it seems. Scammers are getting more creative to trick people into sharing their payment info through methods like fake shopping sites and giveaways that are too good to be true.
Luckily, Cash App's 24/7 fraud monitoring helps detect and alert you for unusual card activity should someone gain access to your card, so you can act fast if something seems off. You can also lock or unlock your Cash App card instantly right in your app for extra control and peace of mind. Stay one step ahead of the scams this season and keep your money secure with Cash App.
For a limited time only, new Cash App customers can use our exclusive code to earn some additional cash. For real, just download Cash App, use our exclusive referral code SECURE10 in your profile, send $5 to a friend within 14 days, and you'll get $10 dropped right into your account. Terms apply. That's money. That's Cash App. Cash App is a financial service platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App Bank's partners. Prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC. See terms and conditions at cash.app/legal/en/US card agreement. Promotions provided by Cash App, A Block Incorporated brand. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosures. I love supporting brands that are redefining women's health, and Parallel is leading that charge with their approach to vitamins. For too long, we've been stuck with generic one-size-fits-all vitamins, and the work is put on us to know what additional supplements we need to support our symptoms. Parallel is reinventing vitamins from the ground up. As the first OBGYN-founded vitamin company, they're defining a new era of women's health, one where your supplements actually understand your hormones, your life stage, and your unique needs. It's about time. Parallel is the first OBGYN-founded vitamin company. It's targeted nutrition for every stage of a woman's hormonal life: menstrual health, fertility, pregnancy, postpartum, perimenopause, and daily wellness. Their targeted supplements like hormone balance support for specific health goals. Their daily powders, including protein, electrolytes, sleep support, and greens powder. All powders are safe for pregnancy and breastfeeding, but designed for all life stages. It's made with bioavailable ingredients so your body can actually absorb them. I love the cellular hydration powder for radiant skin and a hydration boost. It has no sugar added. It's safe for pregnancy and breastfeeding, supports skin and health moisture, and may help with collagen formation. Exclusive for our listeners, new customers can get 20% off their first order with code VIALL. Visit parallelhealth.com. That's PERELLHEALTH.com.
Well, with the holidays coming up, I am curious, what does your holiday plans look like? Obviously, Alec comes from a very famous family. He's got some very famous brothers. Do you get to hang out with the extended families? Do you guys keep it close to home?
Christmases, usually we keep it pretty close to home.
Okay.
This I mean, I love putting on Christmas. I love it. I like to make
You
it
like
all
to
warm and
host? Yeah.
fuzzy. Yes. Because of, how much travel I've had here, I'm a little behind. So I'm going to start decorating and getting everything prepared. I'm also at that point where it's like, I remember my first one, it was like, oh my God, no amount of toys is magical enough. And it's so cute. And the dresses and the this and the that. I'm at the point now where it's like, we have too much stuff in the house.
Yeah.
Like last year, my 2 youngest are obsessed with Barbies now. I found the Barbies that were my eldest in a bin in the basement, and I just gave them the bin of Barbies. Like
There you go.
haircut,
Yeah.
drawn on the face, and they were like, this is beautiful. I was like, there you go. Enjoy it. Because I was like, I want to have no more stuff in my house. So, I mean, I think we're kind of struggling with that as well in terms of just like the accumulation of things.
Do the Baldwin brothers get together often these days? Do you get to spend a lot of time with them?
We've been seeing Steven a lot.
Okay.
We've been seeing Steven
I
a
enjoyed
lot.
him I was on Special Forces the season before he did Special
Okay,
Forces.
wait a second. Did you enjoy doing that?
It was the greatest experience of my life.
Talk to me a little bit about it.
It's not reality TV.
Okay.
It's real. It is a real simulation of 4 Special Forces officers who put a group of people like you and I into a real life military situation. And it was
So, like, what do you do? I have to watch it.
all these challenges. Well, first, you suffer is what you do. They torture you.
Like physically stuff. I love all physically difficult things.
You're sleeping on cots, you're eating trash food, you're going 18 hours a day. They're emotionally, physically, and mentally trying to break you down to get you to quit. It's just about not quitting.
Would you do it if they called?
You've definitely been asked.
Yeah, you've definitely
been asked.
Next question.
You should do it. I convinced Denise Richards to do it.
Somebody told me I'd have to cut my nails.
Well, they might break.
Yeah, because they're my nails. I have gel on top of them, but they're my nails.
I think it would be
Taking your
hilarious to
vitamins.
see you.
I'm taking my vitamins.
I really enjoyed Steven on there.
He's funny, no?
He was so
Oh my God,
funny.
he's so
He was so
funny.
funny.
He's so funny.
I was so sad to see him go, but he was really funny. Well, I thought it was very rewarding. I had just found out now he was pregnant, so I really used that as motivation to win.
You won?
You did?
Yeah.
You won, yeah.
So it's just about not quitting.
Yeah. Which I don't feel like you're a quitter.
You don't seem like a critter. I said this to Denise Richards, and I meant it when I said it. I go, Denise, because she was like, she really wanted to do well and she wanted to win. And I said, Denise, I'm telling you now, you can win this thing.
Did she win?
She did not. She had an injury.
Yeah.
It is physically demanding, and this is the exception to this thing. I said to Denise, I said, you can win because it really is about not quitting. It doesn't matter how well you do. You can fail all the challenges. You just have to not quit. But it's a brutal 8 to 10 days, depending on the year or the environment you're in.
When's your birthday?
September 28th.
And you?
August 31st.
I'm a Capricorn, January 6th.
Okay.
We're like goats.
All right.
We don't quit things.
So maybe you can win as long as you don't get hurt.
Yeah.
Imagine the Christmas conversation after you win that you could have with Steven.
I know.
You'd be like, I'm
He's
better
like,
than
I
you.
play
Exactly.
a
I'm like,
superhero
I
on
literally
TV,
did win.
and you're like, I won.
You're like,
literally
I'm
did win.
further than you on Special Forces.
Exactly. I ate more shit than you did.
You can't bring up Special Forces without me mentioning I won. It was
It's true.
Listen, I'm proud of it. I really, of all there's not many things I've done on TV that
Where
I'm
did
proud
you go
of.
to film?
New Zealand, and it was winter. So we went in the summer, but yeah, it was a.
Is that where they always film?
No, it's
different.
they were in Morocco this past season, and depending.
Interesting.
But you will be, no matter how far you go, you will be very proud of yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's that challenging, and it really is clearly you're a resilient person. You've been through a lot. You being a mom of as many kids as you have, just like you dealing with what you have to deal with, the type, you would do well. I would like to see you say yes.
Let's see. And it's so funny, Gleb,
Interesting.
on the season. We're doing this thing where in Tangle where he kind of throws me and my legs glide on the ground. And it was I feel like you can still see the lines of the tape. You can. Oh my God, I'm gonna be tattooed forever. The lines of the tape, and that was so long ago. So they had to tape up my elbows because it was like hurting my elbows. And I was like, maybe we do something else. Maybe we can like, he's like, oh, I get it. You're a quitter. And like, we're like super like buddies. We're like super good friends. And I was like,
No, I'm not.
okay. Guess I might not have elbows after this, but I will continue to do it. And then carry on to point out for it. But okay, we did it.
Speaking of Dancing with the Stars, you made some headlines on your exit when you said you felt like you were bullied off the show. And then a former Dancing with the Stars participant, Bobby Bones, former winner, disagreed with your take. But I was wondering if you had...
Did he?
He said you weren't bullied, you were voted off.
I mean, okay, well...
Tomato.
Okay, well, didn't Bobby Bones just like have a whole thing where he gave back his trophy?
I think something like that.
I actually think he did, yeah.
Why did he give it back?
I don't know.
Because he said he was bullied. Okay, I don't really know who.
Justin, pulse check.
Are we doing a
Bobby
pulse check?
Bones.
Yeah.
Did he give back his...
Did Bobby Bones give back his mirror ball? And why?
I heard that because of Tom Bergeron, and I don't know. This is just what I read in
We'll fact
TikTok.
check.
But
We'll
why
fact
did you
check.
feel bullied?
Okay, so this is what it is. And they do it. They do it to every single person, and it is bullying.
He did send it back.
That's the pettiest shit I've ever heard in my life.
So
Okay.
can we just
Okay.
Can we just talk about men?
Yeah.
Men.
Oh, he regrets sending it back.
By the way, guys, send it back to Bobby Bones. Can you please return to sender?
Yeah.
But why did he why did he send it back?
Because he said he was bullied.
But who did he send it to? Like who?
Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
Where does that go to? They're like, there's a mirror ball in the lobby.
Okay,
Obviously.
so first of all, I don't actually know because I'm me. I don't really know that much about Bobby Bones, and I only wish you light and love, and I can't wait to see you in person one day, and I'll give you a big hug. So we're gonna start with that. So what they do. So the way that the voting system works is you can vote for any person 10 times.
Mhm.
So what they'll do is they make these campaigns that they'll vote for every single person except the couple that they want to go home.
Who's they?
Like online people, they do campaigns,
Okay.
which is like literally a bullying
The fans.
campaign. The anti-fans.
Sure.
Yeah.
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 So, but apparently this is like a Dancing with the Stars thing. So, was I voted off? Yeah, sure. Was it a nice way of voting off? But what they're trying to do is they're trying to suppress your votes. And by the way, it's not just to me. They did it to Whitney. They
It
did
didn't
it to
feel organic, basically.
For me, what I would like to see is vote for the couple that you like.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to raise up everybody else's votes.
It's not like a, hey,
To
everyone,
suppress.
who are we voting for tonight? It's like you just make your own decisions in
It's
the comfort
like
of your
vote
home.
for everybody 10 times from all these devices to be able to suppress. So no matter
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
my fan base is, it will make it smaller because everybody's is more raised up, if that makes
Right,
any
yeah,
sense.
yeah.
Now, again, I had the best time there. I love every single, that's the funny thing is that the show is the most positive, kind, everybody there, you just fall in love with everybody. So
Mhm.
even that's the thing, when you get eliminated, it's not like you're like, oh, I wish that I was here and you weren't. Like I was happy for all of my, my castmates on there as well, which is a nice thing to think. But so if Bobby said that, you know what, Bobby, I challenge you to a cha-cha-cha.
Okay.
Who is Bobby Bones?
He is a
D-
disc jockey. He's a
Radio
So
Radio.
he could play. He
Radio.
could play music
through his
at
radio
the same
station.
time, and we'll dance. It's a date, Bobby.
There you go.
But yeah, no, I mean, I don't like riffs with people. So anyway, Bobby, I felt bullied, and I feel like that's a valid feeling because when people are campaigning to have your votes suppressed, it feels bad. So maybe my feelings are valid,
There you go.
and you know what, yours are too.
There you go. When you got that call, was it an immediate yes, or was it like we need to have a conversation about this? Sit kids down, sit my husband down. Like, what am I going to do this?
I got the call at 11 p.m. and I wasn't even I didn't try to be on the show. It was just people were writing in asking me to be on the show because I just got in TikTok and I was trying dancing. Dina Katz, who's I love her.
yeah.
I love her. I love her so much. I think that she's just a fantastic person. And she FaceTimes me at 11 p.m. I pretended I was awake. I wasn't. Dina, now you know. I was like, wife. Yeah, no. She's like, oh my God, are you sleeping? I'm like, no, I am very awake right now. And then the next morning I was in the Hamptons. I drove into the city and I was like, I don't know what to do. I get in the car and I go to get my nails done because that was the only thing I could think to do. And I was like, I think I'm going to say yes, this whole thing. And anyway, a couple of days later I was on a plane. Yeah, it was so much fun. I love it. And yes, the elimination is hard for anyone. So that's going to create drama, but it's just such a great environment.
So y'all live year round in New York, East Coast area?
Yes, but I want to live here.
You do?
I do, because I like the warm weather.
Did y'all all move here for Dancing with the Stars? And what was that transition like?
Chaotic.
Was it?
Chaotic, because again, it happened like this. So we found a place to live when we landed. We found the schooling 2 days after we landed. It was and it was right when school started. No, it was pure chaos. I kept on being I don't know what I'm doing right now.
So wait, they had to switch schools and stuff?
We did a homeschool. So my kids go to a bilingual school. They go to a language immersion because I went all the way with that.
Yeah, they're gonna talk some shit.
I know. They speak Spanish too. So the thing that we found that was most compatible with our school was, in which the kids, they were so lovely, the homeschooling thing, but they did miss being around their friends and stuff like that. Yeah. So they were excited to go.
Sorry, Mom, you got eliminated, but thank God you got eliminated.
When it comes to your entertainment career, how involved is Alec? Is he, you could see a world where Alec, being the big celebrity that he is, could feel nervous about, you getting into stuff, and then all of a sudden you say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing and it creates a mess for him. Is he prickly about that stuff, or is he incredibly supportive about your entertainment career?
Okay, now I want you to re-ask that question, considering who my husband is.
I don't know, is that a trick thing?
A little bit.
How supportive?
Isn't he the one that says things?
Oh, yes.
Yes. He's the one. I'm always like, what'd you say on the interview? What did you say?
Yeah, but I do feel like we said earlier,
excuse me.
He gets shit unless, it's the more I get to know you, and I really appreciate you coming here, and it's been great to get to know you. But it's just, I've only known you through what I've seen through the press and the tabloids and the media, and how entertainment how that population chooses to cover you.
Yeah. It kind of sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah, we're used to it, and that's what I love doing. That's why I love doing this, because it's just the internet will just decide who someone is, and then just craft a narrative, and then people will just latch on, and people will project all their own personal shit onto this person. But as divisive as Alec has been over the years, people are mean to him, except when it comes to you, they seem like they're even meaner to you. Well,
I think again, he made not very close friends in very high places with some tabloid culture, and part of that again was noble. He's will refuse to, he'll speak out against systems, and that's one of the things that I love about him. But it's definitely made us all targets. That's why I'm at a point in my life. I'm in my 40s now, and I'm at a point in my life. I'm going to go and I'm going to have my own relationships with people. It doesn't mean that they're not going to continue and they create their narrative and stuff like that. But I also don't dwell in places that don't make sense anymore. I'm okay, you know what? That doesn't. I can't make sense out of something that doesn't make sense right now. You know, people's feelings are valid, and yeah, and I feel like I'm just trying to. I am married to Alec, and I am my own person.
Do you guys get to hang out with the Bieber family ever?
We don't see each other too often, but that little boy's very cute, isn't he?
Yeah.
Never seen his face, but he looks cute from the back.
Very cute. Very cute.
I'll take your word
speaking
for it.
of, we've talked about this a little bit. We had our first child. We loved taking pictures of her. We showed her all, she's just a little potato at first, and still a very beautiful one. And then, people started noticing her in public. And again, there's no right or wrong to do anything, but we stopped showing pictures of River, and we'll show the back of her head or maybe a side profile. How do you guys go about doing stuff like that with your kids being in the public eye?
I used to do that. I don't think there's a right answer.
Yeah.
But I found that the more I did that, the more paparazzi there were. And again, the culture, even though, 12 years ago is not a long time, it was very different back then. So I sold the first photos of the first few kids.
'Cause you were like, I'm just going to beat you fuckers to it.
Correct. And I donated all the money to charity because it felt like a gross thing anyway.
Yeah.
So I was going to do it, and then I donated that money. And that felt.
How much money did you make off those?
Our first child was $95,000. Mm-hmm.
$95,000.
Mm-hmm. And I donated all of that, and that felt like it felt meaningful. And I donated it to an organization in Mallorca where my family lives for children who have been sexually abused.
Mm.
So I wanted to say, okay, here's a system. Somebody's going to make money off of this, whether it's somebody who's chasing me down the street or this system.
Mm-hmm.
And there's money to be had, and I'm going to put that in a good place. So that was what I did with my first few. It became less of a thing as I had more children, and for everybody, the business is changing. And I just started Instagramming them.
Yeah. And
it went from tons of people trying to get this photo to I put it on there, not going to get chased around as much. And what I learned from somebody who's much more famous than me is the more that you put the photo up, the lower the bounty is and the less harassment you get. So I think it just kind of depends on, weighing how much like mental distress it was causing us. Tremendous mental distress. And Alec, who has a lot of trauma, it would really bother him and get us into not fun situations. So I was just like, this is better. And so that's why I do what I do.
If you could summarize in one or two sentences why you and Alec, over the years, with all the children that you've had, through the controversy and the challenges you guys face, been able to make it work, what is your and Alec's secret sauce?
You have to want to.
Yeah.
You have to want to. We can do what we want to do, and that's like, if people say, I don't know how to make myself work out. You have to want to. You have to show up. I don't know how I can make myself eat in a better way. Well, you have to want to. You have to do it. It's really, there's tons of support and tricks and stuff like that. How are you going to do your homework? Well, you have to want to. You have to do it. And that's coming from somebody with, learning differences like I do. You have to show up and you have to do it. And again, it doesn't mean you don't get support and therapy and all this different kind of stuff. And the same thing with a relationship. You have to want to make it work out. The moment you don't want to make it work out anymore, you can't convince the other person that they should be in it. So I think that's the secret sauce is commitment, desire, and
you wake up every morning and choose each other. You choose to be together. You want to be together.
Yeah. Do I wake up every single morning? And no, today maybe not. Maybe tomorrow. No, I think he's. We've been through a lot together. We've been through a lot together. And you get to a point where it's like, who else is going to understand all of that?
And it's also like, you've been through this. Why can't you get through that? It's like you see how strong your relationship really is. And then it's like, is this really going to be the thing that breaks us? Like, no.
Yeah, well, it depends on how much he interrupts me.
How do you guys keep the romance going?
He's very romantic. And I'm less romantic.
Really?
Yeah, he's very romantic. He's like good with cards and like all that kind of stuff. And I'm less. I'm very practical.
Or what's like a normal amount of like a week? Are we on like every?
Are we talking about the thing to make the babies?
To make the babies.
Well, we don't want to make the babies anymore, so we got to be very careful with that. But you got to keep that part of your life very, very fun, very spunky. You just got to be careful because you blow on me and I get pregnant.
He's like, when it's your birthday, he's like, I'm not, you blow out those candles.
Exactly. No wind in my direction at all. Stay over there.
I love it.
Your oldest is 12. Have you and Alex started talking about like how you guys are going to handle like phones and social media?
She has
like
a phone and I regret it.
Okay.
And I haven't given my other one. And she's the one that the other ones will get no phones.
Yeah.
Again, the trick is talking about it with them.
Yeah.
But it is a problem. It's a big problem. And in some ways it's great because especially living in the city, she's pretty independent and I can track her.
I feel like
But
living in New York, it is so different because it's like trains and like Apple Pay. It's like you just so easier. For kids,
it is. It is, and at the same time, it's just you gotta. And but by the way, it's not just phone; it's iPads, which my other kids have. So it's just my whole thing is, I think that your brain gets damaged through lots of time spent doing something that's not good for you.
Yeah.
And healed through lots of time doing something. So I try to think, okay, you can have it, but for a small period of time.
Yeah. What do you and Alec get each other for Christmas?
It depends on what the year is. I mean, like I've had, times where I've gotten him some antique this or antique that. I feel like we're at a point now where it's like, it really is about the kids.
Yeah.
I don't know what we'll get each other this year. It can be something really smart. Definitely a card, because when I don't get him a card, I get in a lot of trouble. So I will fill out a card for him.
Do you fill it out or do you just write love?
Mine are very short.
He reads them?
He writes a very, very, very long card. And then he takes it back from me and then he puts it by my bedside. And I'm like, oh, there it is. I just get like a little shy. I'm like a little more shy, and he's very, he's an actor.
It's funny that you say, does he like a lot of old things, antique stuff?
Yes.
My first time ever in New York, 16 years ago, I was 28. And it was my first time. I was with my then girlfriend walking Soho, and Alec was walking the streets, and it was a big deal for me back then. And I just kind of nodded at him, and I saw him like walk into like an art antique store, and he was talking to some guy, and I was definitely spying on him. Anyways,
he probably was buying a clock. We have many of those. Some old clock. You go into some of these rooms, and you're like, I feel like it should be ticking in here. There's so many clocks around. Wait, how long ago was that?
It's funny. I went to the Dave Letterman and saw Justin Bieber that weekend too. I was 28, so that was 17 years ago.
For me.
Wow.
Before you.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's the saying, yeah. No, there's no time before Natalie.
Being.
Well, if you guys ever want to double date, when
oh my god, I would love that. You kidding me? We'd have the best time ever.
Let's get your 3-year-old.
But she'll teach you horrible things.
Yeah,
horrible. No, she actually probably would think. She'd probably think that she was a baby, and she would like want to like take care of her as a baby. That's like everything. And she's like, I'm so grown, and you're not. And be like, you're literally a year older. But okay. Well, thanks for having me.
Well,
guys.
yes, it's been so much fun. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. This is super fun.
Your books are out, available.
My books are out and available. And what's this book that's out? Don't text your ex.
This is a bestseller written by yours truly.
A while ago, told.
That's fun. Yeah, don't do that unless you're friends with your ex. No.
It's not really for you. You're in love. You got kids. It's a dating book.
Oh, it's a dating book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Manual Not Included and Glowing Up are the names of your books, and available now wherever you get books. Are there audiobooks?
There's for Manual Not Included. Yeah, and I did my own audiobook.
How was that?
Hard, especially considering the reading is the reading. But they were very.
There were some sentences. Took me 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was like really, but they were really good. And apparently, a lot of people who are like us and go into this business are little, as they say, neurospicy, like we are. But yeah, and the other one, Glowing Up, Carmen wrote it. When my 12-year-old wrote it with me.
Beautiful. This has been so much fun. I really appreciate getting to know you, and this is why I love doing what we do and learning about fascinating people like you. So really appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks for the time. This was so fun.
It was so fun.
And on to other things.
Bye, everyone. See you tomorrow.
Bye, guys. See you.
Hey guys, if you loved what you listened to, make sure you hit that subscribe button below. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.